Welcome back to day 6 of Kick My Asana. Let's start on our backs. You can find yourself in bound angle on your back body, soles of the feet together, knees falling wide and apart, chin gently tucked. Arms can be anywhere. So if you want to have a little bit of shoulder stretch, you could take them out cactus. I find it catches my breath when I do that because I have extremely tight shoulders. So I'd take them down a little bit, maybe still have some mild sensation, but nothing that's gonna subconsciously have me holding my breath. Noticing physical sensation or stories that you have attached to physical sensation, maybe discomfort. And if there's pain, you want to change that. But if there's discomfort, going, what is that? Where am I gripping? What's causing me to be fearful here? We have bodies that have memories, and so each injury that happens to us, the memory lasts a whole lot longer than the physical injury. So we want to be constantly in communication with that. Is this true? Is it still here, or is it my mind? And you can take that little analogy pretty much everywhere in life. Is this true? Is this really here, or is it just my mind? And keep the right leg where it is, but extend your left leg down to the base of the mat, and then heavy left and right hips. Bring your right knee up, plant the sole of your foot down. Draw your belly in and begin to pull your left toes. Actually, let's start by engaging the quad of your left leg. Engage the quad of your left leg, flex your left foot, and then start to lift the toes up so that your foot lands eventually over top of the hip. Maybe it's a little bit further back, or your knee is really bent. You don't have to keep the leg completely straight, but you're using your muscle power to lift your leg up. It's a completely different way and feeling than if you just extend your leg up to drag it up. It's like the muscle is like, whoa, what are we doing? So you might notice you have a lot of muscle fatigue already, or coming sooner than normal. And just like you did, slow release back down to the earth, straight leg or as straight as possible. And we'll do 2 more of those. Don't let your heel hit ground. And then lift the left toes back up. Quad is strong. And back down to hover. Last one up. And down to hover. Hold, hover. And left knee bends, right leg extends, fallen tree. I'm curious too, for you to reflect here, what stories have you been telling yourself about you and this challenge and you and yoga, and how committed are you to those stories? And what if they're not true? And that's like, if you're saying, I'm the best yogi, this challenge is easy, that's amazing. I'm glad that you have that mindset. But equally so, what if that's not true? Who are you then? What is this challenge then? Left knee comes up, sole of the foot plants down. And I didn't cue this on the other side, but I did it. So I had my fingers tucked into the inside of my hip. And you can feel your core engage here. So strong toes, flexing quad to bone, and then lifting right toes over right hip. Holding. And slow release back down. We'll do 3 of these again. And maybe you're closer on your last one. Remembering to hover before you close off there. And if you are already hovering, you did that way too fast. You cheated. Hovering, hovering, hovering. And then both feet will plant down and hug one knee at a time over top of heart. And you can roll your knees from side to side. We'll part the knees outside rib cage. You can stay here or come in for a full happy baby, heels over knees, soft shoulders, soft face, whole back body heavy, including tailbone. So a lot of time, happy baby ends up looking like happy shrimp because our tail is tucked so high towards the sky, but you want to have your long spine still intact. And come back through center. Nice rock and rolls are rolling over to your side. And let's go all the way up to standing. From standing, arms rise up, mountain pose, maybe a minute little back bend, and then forward fold, soft belly, soft knees, heavy head, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, strong flat back, Uttanasana, folding forward. Plant your palms, step back, left foot, right foot, hold plank, you know your options. In breath, lengthen forward and slow lower bending elbows till your heart touches the earth. Lifting the heart, lifting gaze, baby cobra, bhujangasana, downward facing dog. You can stay downward facing dog or do 3 of those. So we have 2 more to go. Lengthen forward plank, slow lower, chaturanga, baby cobra to start, and then downward facing dog. Last one, plank, slow lower exhale. Bhujangasana or up dog, thighs away from the earth, heart pressing forward, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gazing forward, tiny steps to the top of the mat until your feet land outside of your hands. Sink your hips, find your malasana squat. So maybe here, or maybe it's all the way down here, breathing for 5. Last full breath here. See if you can sink a little deeper, grow a little taller. And then empty, hands come down, right foot stays forward, left foot steps back, lizard. So heel is in, toes are out. Option to drop your back knee if you need to. Left palm stays underneath right shoulder, or left palm stays underneath shoulder, and then your right hand sweeps up. So you can stay here like this in a twist, or really drop your left hip in and roll onto the outside edges of your feet. Go for a deeper twist. Back through center, lizard. Step forward, malasana, sink 3 breaths here. And then right foot steps back, left side lizard. Knee up or down, right palm down, left arm up. Option to roll on outside edges of your feet, drop your right hip in. And back through center lizard. Stepping forward, malasana squat, sinking the hips and lifting hips up knee height. Let's do 10 of those. I'm not gonna count them. Count your breath. Inhales to lift. Exhales down. Inhale up, down. Trying to get them done so fast, I'm like hyperventilating. Feel free to slow down. You should be tired. Sink into your malasana. Hoo, hoo, hoo. And then plant your palms, step back, plank. Hold for 3. And downward facing dog, hips up, heart back. Big toes to center. Right leg kicks up. Option to fire hydrant. Option to drop into rockstar or wild thing. Back to fire hydrant. And footsteps forward, warrior 2. Whew. From warrior 2, reverse, back hand down, front hand up. And coming forward, this is a little bit funny. It's a flying warrior 2. You're gonna root down through your front leg. Half moon has been preparing us. And back leg lifts. And drop back, warrior 2. Whoa. Just some fun, just some fun. And then let's straighten through both legs, big toes into center, heels nice and wide. Hands can come to the low back, lifting the heart, driving knuckles down towards the ground. Next, empty, you'll fold forward, slow and steady, pressing your hips back and heart down. Release the bind, halfway lift, strong flat back. Empty fold, halfway lift. Right toes turn forward and you'll walk to frame your front foot. Step back, plank, hold for 3. Downward facing dog. Option to vinyasa if you have a lot of spice in your tank. Big toes to center, left leg comes up. Fire hydrant, option to drop into rockstar wild thing. Back to fire hydrant. Foot stepping forward, warrior 2. Reversing warrior. Warrior 2. Stepping your back foot in, Flying warrior two. Let's just play. Back warrior two. This time heels in, toes out, goddess squat. Elbows come up, shoulder height. Breath in, sweep hands up, straighten legs. Exhale, sink. 5 of those. 3, 2, 1. Hold. You can lift a heel if you want. Maybe you lift 2 heels. Maybe you pulse. Heels come down if they're up. Hands come to your inside of your thighs. Press your heart forward, drop your right shoulder in and look over your left shoulder. Heart through center. Left shoulder in, looking over right. Heart through center. And hands walk forward, framing front foot, sweeping back, plank. From plank, downward facing dog or vinyasa through. Slow lower of your knees down. Yikes. Let's come into left hip and have your left shin facing or parallel with the short side of your mat. Have your right knee coming straight out of right hip, deer pose, or optional pigeon, figure 4, you choose. Staying here or dropping forward. I'm not sure if you're going, because if you have been here since the beginning, you know that I'm trying to work about a week, 5 to 7 days with each posture, and you're probably like, half moon wasn't in there, but it was. We just did something fun with it. Flying warrior 2, you did half moon with your hand off the ground. Crazy. Or you tried to. And that's as good as doing it in my books. So option to just go straight to the other side, or if you want a little something different, we'll go into stacking right knee over top of left and drawing the shin bones forward, flexed feet. There could be a pretty good gap here between top knee and bottom knee. A block there helps, especially if there's a lot of tension happening in the hip. Right now, my tension feels so good. I don't want to change a single thing. I want to be here and just be in whatever is happening here, because I'm not running away from it, because I know that it needs to be seen. So quietness, going within, closing the eyes, and just breathing with whatever's happening in your hip or your body, as long as it's not pinpointed pain. And we'll bring right shin to the side. So you'll turn towards the right side of your mat, drop your right shin parallel with the long edge, and internally rotate your left femur bone so that left knee is in deer. Again, pigeon, figure 4, all the things. The more we're together, I want you to choose more. So there'll be all kinds of options that you can do in every pose. I want you to know that your practice is yours, because I can't see you, and you are just as equipped to tell me about your body to be the professor of your body than me to try to tell you about your body. But I can tell you a lot about mine. You can stay there or draw left knee over right, shin bones more forward if you can. If the heels have to sit right next to your hips, that's fine. Wherever you feel sensation in the outside edges of the hips, there's compression happening, there's stretching happening, there's discomfort happening internally, externally, I'm sure. There's all kinds of things happening right now. Can you be present with this? I'm unwinding, taking both legs forward and a slow lower onto my back body. Maybe I want to drop into some twists left to right, just rolling out my spine before I close. You might even want to revisit Happy Baby and see how it feels here at the end instead of where it was at the beginning of your practice. Legs long, shoulder blades tucked in, shoulders down, big belly breath in, and letting it go. We'll leave you here in your Shavasana. Take the time that you need, that you deserve, just by simply breathing and being who you are. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.